Hey guys, Cam here, and I am stuck in traffic on my way to a networking meeting, and I'm still trying to find the best way to adjust this camera. I swear, like my head is pretty much cut off at the top, but it's mainly hair, but I gotta get better at putting together this camera so that it don't shake as much, or just try to find a better method. At any rate, I'm driving, and as I said, I'm stuck in traffic, and it reminds me when I was working a 9 to 5 and I was traveling, waking up every morning and exhausted, pretty much like I am right now. I ran out of coffee, so I'm a little tired. Plus, I've been having trouble sleeping. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm excited about the upcoming events or if I don't know what it is. It's just I'm having a lot of trouble sleeping, and I've done everything possible to try to go to bed a little early, but I'll wake up. But anyway, that's just not a side note. So once again, I'm stuck in traffic, and I'm like, okay, let me listen to the radio, see what's on. I'm listening to XM radio, and I noticed that they have so many news radio stations, on this selection. I barely ever listen to any of the news stations. I try to only listen to comedy and maybe some jazz or something like that. But I was like, okay, let me just give, one of these news stations a try. But I knew within the first 30 seconds to a minute, I was going to be turning it off because, it's so negative. It's very negative. So turned on a news station, and immediately they're talking about some guy who's suing a company because he got hurt or had a heart attack. And the thing is, he had a heart attack while he was in a hotel while cheating on his wife. And I'm like, okay, first of all, that's wrong. And second of all, stuff like this I don't need to know. Which brings me to the topic of this video. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to know everything to exist in this world. Some things are left unknowing. So don't feel like you always have to watch the news. I mean, people who watch the news are probably some of the most scared, angry, just very aggressive people in the world, because the news is created to create scarcity. It's created to put anxiety in you. And so if you stop watching the news for a month, I guarantee you're going to have a brand new you. So try it. I mean, I haven't watched the news in years. As far as I'm concerned, Trump is not even president. But that's another story, because I don't talk about any religion or political views, or I try to stay away from those topics. But anything that makes me angry, I just try to stay away from. And it's the same as with people who make you angry, people who upset you, people who are not very supportive, people who are very negative. Stay away from them. People don't realize that everyone or everything you come in contact with affects your mind. And so you want to protect your mind, just like I said before in a recent video about protecting your space. This is the body that you're in right now. This is something you're going to be living with for the rest of your life. Just like you nourish your body with good food, you need to nourish your mind with some good thoughts, some good surroundings. And when I say good thoughts, sometimes not even having anything on, like actually me driving, in traffic, which I'm pretty sure is probably 80% of these people out here, they're really angry because they're in traffic. They're trying to get to a job. They're afraid they're going to be late. And I remember those days. I remember those days when I hated the hustle and bustle, and so I'm rushing to a job that I hated, and it just didn't make any sense. So I've learned how to cope with things like this, such as making a video just like this, or just listening to some of your favorite music. Last week around this time, I was running late to go to the same meeting, and so I left a little early, an hour and a half early versus 30 minutes to get to a place that normally take roughly 40 minutes to get to. And I'm still stuck in traffic, but I am allowing, I'll allow some time for me to get there. And so I think in order to become the better you, the best entrepreneur you can be, you really have to strategically, manage your time, manage your stress, protect your space, and protect your mind. So that was on my mind today. You don't need to know everything. When people come to you with gossip, when people come to you with negative talk, just walk away, or just stop them right there in their tracks and say, hey, I don't need to know that. That's not something that I want to have, resting in my mind. You have that right. You have that right. Don't feel like you need to fit in order to have a productive life if you're working with people. I think that's probably why I work mainly alone, because I really hated not being able to totally control my environment. And when you're an entrepreneur, you get that right. You get that option. So just something to think about. If you're working for someone right now and you're craving to go off on your own and create the life that you love, that's one of the many perks about being on your own. So I encourage you guys to protect your mind, follow your dreams, and live your best life. This is your girl Tam Cam. I'm about to put on some good tunes, or maybe the Laugh USA station, because I want to go into this meeting with some good vibes, some great energy. But before I do, I definitely got to get me a big cup of coffee. I got to stop letting myself run out of coffee. All right, guys. Have a great one. I love you. This is your girl Tam Cam. Always Tam Cam. And have a good one. Peace.
How come that people that snore are always the first to fall asleep? Please, I don't understand. Why do they call it pork and beans? They should call it one pork and a boatload of beans. A lot of things I don't understand. Why is there a security guard at the Salvation Army store? Who wants to be caught stealing crap from the Salvation Army store? A lot of things I don't understand. Why do women buy clothing that they can't put on by themselves? You don't see us men going, hey mister, can you zip this up for me? A lot of things I don't understand.